Hi there. We've had a lot of questions about how to use Google Drive for organizations and associations so that we can keep a file somewhere where multiple people can edit it and avoid having multiple copies flying around email and on different people's computers. So here's a quick little tutorial on how you can do this. And you want to start basically at your google.com homepage. And the quickest and easiest way I found to get over to Drive, if you're unfamiliar with using it, is this little grid of squares here. If you click on that, it's going to open up a window where you can choose Google Drive. And just select that. It's going to take you over to Google Drive. Now, if you use Google Drive, the last folder you were in and working, that's what's going to come up. But if you've never used it before, you might get a welcome screen or a, here's how you use it. You can close out of that for these purposes. And what I'm going to do is start by showing you how to make a folder. So if you'll notice, it's got a navigation system pretty similar to your laptop or your computer navigation folders. And the things that are important to point out are that you can create a file or document or folder. You can upload files, documents, or folders. And then over here you have a little wheel that is settings. So one of the first things I'd like to show you before you go creating anything or doing anything is we're going to do these settings a particular way, keeping in mind that what I'm showing you is how to use this as a place to deposit a file that's actually editable for multiple people to edit. And so you want to click on settings, go down to upload settings, and come over here and make sure that this first line, convert uploaded files to Google Docs format, is checked. And then you can just go out of the settings. The reason for that is, and I'm going to show you right here, if you don't do that and it just uploads any document that you upload in its original format, you can only view it. And so I'm going to click here. This W means that this is a Microsoft Word document. It's not a Google Docs document. And I'll click on that, and all you can do is view it. You can download it, you can print it, but nobody can make any edits in it. So that would defeat the purpose of using Google Drive, right, Google Docs, as a place to have a file where multiple people can go and view, change, edit, save, etc. So back here, this little blue page with writing on it, that tells me, I can look at that icon, I know that this is a Google document. And so the same file that was uploaded both as a Word document and is a Google Docs document, if I click on that, now what you'll see is it's completely editable. And so now if I come in here, I want you to watch this area right here. Last edit was made 35 minutes ago. If I come in and I type, you'll see it's saving. And so every change I make is saved. The next person that opens this will see whatever changes I made. And this is why you want to make sure that you have made those settings to upload and convert files. Okay, I'm going to close this, and what you'll see as you're working in it, anytime you open a document in Drive, it opens a new tab, and as long as that says all changes saved, you can simply close the tab. It will take you back to your Drive homepage. Now, if you want to just see documents that other people have shared with you, you just click on Shared with Me, and this name over here to the right, these are all the owners of the document, and this becomes important in a minute. So I'm going to come back to my Drive, and the first thing I'm going to do is show you how to create a folder. So I click on Create, I choose Folder, and I'm actually going to name this HANP. It's a new association I'm involved with, and I'll hit Create. And then I want to show you how to upload or how to create within that folder. So I'm going to click on it, and that will take it here. There's no files in there because I've just created it. So I can either create things like a document, which is just like a Word, an Office, Microsoft Word document, a presentation, a spreadsheet, a form, which is how you can do surveys and things like that. I could create a drawing, put a map in here, but the two most common used by most associations and organizations are documents and spreadsheets. So I'm going to create a document, and you'll notice that it looks very similar to Microsoft Word. The first thing, of course, I want to do is title it, and I'm going to just call this HANP Notes. Click OK. I could type in here, I can do whatever I want, it will be saved. Now, in the moment, I'm the only person who can access this document. I'm also what's considered the owner of the document because I created it. So let's say that I want to share this with somebody else. I'm going to click on Share. It'll open up this box, and you can enter the name or email address of anybody. If they have a Gmail account, they will have to, of course, be logged into their account that email address is associated with to be able to access this on Drive. And only people with Gmail addresses can become the owner. And I'll explain that more in just a minute. So I'm going to add a person here that I know that has a Gmail account so that I can show you the rest. And you have options here. They can edit, they can comment, or they can view. And you as the owner gets to choose what they can do. So I'm going to usually do can edit because that's the purpose of putting documents in Google Drive. And I'll hit send. They're going to get an email that says, hey, Eli Camp wants to share the document HANP Notes with you. Now that's a document, right? So I'm going to shut this window now for now. And show you, what if I want to share the entire folder? If I do that, instead of just sharing the individual document, I would come back to my Drive. I would go to whichever folder it is I want to share. I would put a check mark, and then I would come to the More up here, and I would come down to Share and go over to Share. This will share the folder and everything in it with all people that are shared on the folder. So you'll see that that folder's not shared with anybody right now, right? No one's listed here. So I'm going to do the same email. And when I do that, and I send, and then I hit done, oh, it did it. Now the whole folder and anything I ever create in that folder will be shared with those people. So let's create a spreadsheet. It's the same thing. And it'll tell you, hey, this is going to have the same sharing permissions as the folder. So I'm going to create and share. I, of course, will title it. And I'm going to title it Test Spreadsheet. And you'll see that it's got pretty much the same basic functions you would see in an Excel program. I can add sheets down here by clicking there. There's another sheet. All of that, again, all changes saved in Drive. If you click on Share Now, what you'll notice is it says shared with one other person. And that is medicinetalk.org at Gmail because I shared the folder. Okay. So that's creating. Let's talk about uploading. This little arrow right here. And I already showed you how to change the settings, right? Settings, upload settings, convert uploaded files, and we know why. Let's upload a file, and I'm going to navigate to my HANP folder on my desktop, and I'm going to choose this document to open. And it will say again, same sharing permissions. I'll upload and share. And you'll see here it's going to upload and then it's going to say converted. Now this means that anybody can come in here, edit, and all changes will be saved. So I've mentioned owner. I'm going to just take that out of there because I'm not actually the person who's going to do that for the association. So I've mentioned owner a couple of times. So anybody who uploads or creates folders or creates documents, by default, whatever email address you're signed in as, they become the owner. But in an association, right, or an organization, board members can come and go. And so you want to be able to change the ownership of existing documents that have been created or uploaded to the new person taking over that position in the association. In many of the associations I'm part of, it's the secretary who manages Google Drive. They upload documents, they put minutes there, whatever. And when they go, right? When a new secretary takes over, you need to transfer the ownership from the old board member to the new. So let's just take this one, the first one. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to go over to More, and I'm going to go to Share and Share, and I'm going to click on Advanced. And you'll see all the people it's shared with. Now, a couple of things to tell you is one, it has to be a person that that folder or file is shared with. The other thing, in order to change ownership, is they have to have a gmail.com email address. When they do, you simply click on the drop-down box and you can change it to is owner, and that will make me have a little message here that says can edit, and it will say under medicinetalk.org at Gmail is owner. And you do that with each item. I'm not sure if you can do it at a folder level. Let's look real quick because I'm kind of curious. I don't remember. So I'll click on my drive to get my list of folders. I'll put my check mark there. I'll go to share. I'll look at my advanced screen, and you can. So I can change ownership of an entire folder. But that's good to know. I wasn't ever really sure about that. So that is about the nuts and bolts of the Google Drive. You can always bookmark drive.google.com, and so you don't have to go through that grid from the home page. This is a really great way to have a single copy of a document that multiple people need to access and make notes on and make changes to. One of the things we learned years ago when we started using this system is that whoever the secretary is or whoever's been designated to manage Google Drive, always sort of download periodically those updated files so that you've got a copy of them somewhere else. And the way you do that, I'll just quickly show you that. So back to Drive. Back to my drive, is to put a check mark in front of the folder that you're wanting to make sort of a backup of, and then you just go to download. So you come up to here to More, Download. It will tell you what can be downloaded, what cannot. You can export up to 2 gigabytes at a time. It will let you choose the format that you want to download it as. So here for documents, you can do it as rich text, or you can do it as a Microsoft Word document. You could do it as a PDF, right? If you don't use Microsoft Office, you can do it as an open document, which is a format that will work with different word processing programs. And then the spreadsheet is the same way. You can do it as a PDF or an actual Excel spreadsheet. Then you would just click download, and it would download it to your local computer. So that was the last thing. Thanks for joining us today, and have fun playing on the drive.